Ooh, so what is going on, people? Man, I tell you, it's been a while since I sat down and did one of these. I was hoping to do a little video while I was out in San Diego for Comic-Con and all that stuff, but things just didn't really play out that way. So here we are. But also one thing that just came to mind. This was like the 21st, I want to say, was my 6-month mark as far as this channel goes. So. I think I mentioned that before, that it was coming up, but anyways, it has happened. So 6 months in, things are going pretty well, but I'll save the getting into that for another day when it kind of is a little more relevant. This is an actual review, right? So that's what you're here for. Also, for this particular shoe, I gotta say, like, there's not a whole lot of reason to even do this review at this point, right? Like, it's one of those hype beast type shoes, I suppose. And so there's probably been a million of them out there, and I'm just now getting my hands on them. But it does, because of the way that things played out, it does give me the opportunity to use one of those clickbaity titles if I want to. Will I or won't I, though? That's the question, and the answer may surprise you. It actually won't, because you already have the answer. Anyway, so without further ado, this right here, this is the box that we're talking about. So, right there, as you see on the back, this is, well, as you see on the front, this right here would be the Yeezy 350 V2 Boost and, what's that thing? Lundmark. Obviously, I know, usually I wait to say all that until I get it out, but whatever. Here it is. As I said a moment ago, this is the Yeezy Boost 350 V2 in the Lundmark colorway. So, I personally was, as I said on Instagram, pretty much just expecting to be like underwhelmed by these, right? Because the pictures didn't make them look like anything amazing, and you may ask, well, why'd you buy them? Like, because I could get them. It's a very simple answer sometimes. But I also thought, hey, maybe I'll be wrong, right? And I gotta say, looking at them now, I was right. I am a bit underwhelmed by these, but that could also be partly due to the fact that there have been 1,000,001 Yeezy 350 V2 releases, right? We all know that, but whatever. So, this is one of the regional releases that they did with the Synth and the Antalya. I can't really. I'm not sure how that word was pronounced because I never really watched any reviews on it or anything like that. I just remember seeing it. But yeah. And I gotta say though, which one was it? I think it was the Antalya one. That was the one that I kind of liked the most, honestly. It looked kind of like urine, honestly. But I liked it for some reason. More so than the others. But again, you're just kind of comparing against two other things. One of which is this. And the other one looked like a slightly lighter version of the clays. I could be wrong, and again, I didn't look at any of the reviews on those other two. So, I definitely didn't, because none of the people that I really follow, which is mostly like smaller guys nowadays, had them. But that being said, time for a review. So, this right here, let's get into this, shall we? So across the midsole, it's the standard style that nobody has. Let me turn some lights on here. It's the standard style that nobody has really not seen, because it's just like what you see on all the 350s, right? This time it's not quite a white color. It's not quite cream. I don't know how you would describe that, but it's kind of like a milky sort of color, but like a little darker than that, maybe even a slight hint of like a yellowing sort of thing. And then across the bottom on the outsole there, it's like a very light gum bottom. That's the best way I could describe that. Like a really light tan, but not too bad though. Nothing amazing. And then moving past that on to the upper, which is the part that, again, is pretty much standard at this point as well. You have the same layout that you've come to see on almost everything, since the statics. You got the opening, the little transparent line across the side. You got the the shifting patterns around like the upper there, all that stuff, you know. So on this side, you kind of see that it's not the same pattern everywhere. And I know it gets redundant me saying a lot of this, but every so often somebody's watching a review for the first time, so it's kind of a good thing to just not assume that everybody has heard everything already, because they haven't. Just most of you have. Anyways, so then on the side over here, it's the same sort of situation, right? You look at it and you see a couple different styles of the patterns. So it's not a bad look to me, it's just getting overdone. And there's no pull tab thing on the back here, which I don't know if these are the first ones to do that. I don't have a pair out, I'm not pulling a pair out. But I know that some people mention that online, that they're like, oh, why aren't there those things on the back? And I'm like, does that really matter? Do you use them? I don't, but you know, that's just me. And then as far as the laces go, yeah, there's 3M in there, so that's kind of a nice little touch as usual. And like they did on the other ones, on the statics and something else recently, the black ones, there was a a reflective version of these that came out, but I heard the numbers were pretty low on those as far as production wise goes, but they seem to be doing pretty well on the resale value if you're one of those guys. But this is the pair that the common person, could get. So, as I kind of alluded to in the earlier part of this video, I was not able to get these for myself necessarily. I used my Foot Locker or Champs. I used all three sites to try, you know, but Champs is where I got through. And what was crazy was when they did that release, all the sites were screwing up for me. For a lot of people, actually. I got through to Foot Locker first, and they were like, waitlist. I was like, okay, that's fine. Then I got Foot Action next, and it was just like, no. And I'm like, okay, that's cool too. But at this point, I'm kind of thinking, like, are these harder to get than I expected? And then the next one came around, which was Champs, and they're like, all right, loading screen. I'm like, what? So I had to close and reopen. It was a while, maybe like 10-15 minutes before I was able to get into Champs to see if I even won, which I did, and then another few minutes before I was even able to confirm. And so then, of course, I had to call the sister, let her know what the situation was, and like which store she would be going to pick them up for me, because she was already on board. She just needed those last details. So then I flew off to Chicago. Well, eventually I flew off to Chicago, picked these up, did a little shoe shopping with her. If you saw my Instagram posts, I think that was on there. Anyways, yeah, so I had to do a fair amount for these. I did, and I didn't even really want them as much as mostly any other shoe that I have, but I have them now. Also, one thing that won't be happening is the on-foot portion of this, because the little stand thing that I use, like I said, I was expecting to do a video while I was in Chicago or in San Diego, so I took my little stand thing with me, but it's being mailed back along with some other crap that I had to mail back, so no on-foots. But at the same time, I kind of don't feel like wasting my time doing one anyway on this particular shoe, because there's just so many out there, and I'm not against doing things when other people have already done it, but I kind of just don't care right now because I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, let's get you guys one good last shot in here of this. This thing is not quite focusing, is it? Oh, well, whatever. The Yeezy 350 Boost V2, whatever it is. The Lundmarks. This is them, ladies and gentlemen. So let me know down in the comments, are you as underwhelmed by these as I am? I mean, look at them. Like, I'm not trying to sway your opinion if you do like them or anything like that, but I just don't think that they're anything that amazing. They look very much like the Statics, but with a little bit more color in the midsole, and something just a little different about the coloring of the upper. I can't think of what it is because I haven't seen the Statics in a while. I think these are just like maybe a lighter gray. But yeah, overall, this is it. Very, very bland shoe in my opinion. But whatever. I like to do the reviews to keep things, actually, let's look at the other one real quick. I like to do the reviews so I can at least keep track of what I got when and all that stuff, you know, so I'll do them all whenever I have shoes, no matter how old it is and how overdone the reviews may be. So, thanks for watching. I will have another video to do soon. I just need to, I was going to do it tonight, but I would need to find shoes and pull them out, and I'm not really trying to do that right now because I just came back from 2 weeks or so of running around, and it's what, 11:33 now, and I'm pretty sure I'm just going to take this video, cut it, you know, trim off the front of where I set the thing up, and then trim off the end where I like go to push the button, and throw it up as is with maybe a little title action in there somewhere, and that whole thing about like when the review starts, because that's important to me anyway, and maybe to you, I don't know. So if you're watching this video, go ahead and comment down below on anything you feel like saying to me. I don't have anything to ask of you today, but that'll change next time. I'm probably right on that. Goodbye, people. Thanks again for watching. I will see you all again very soon.